If you make a choice not to correct problematic behavior, you don't then get to hold everyone else in contempt, saying they're hating on you because you're doing a poor job. It is no one's obligation to condone what you're doing, especially as it directly affects us. We are not doing that. Passion public service announcement. Passionate. Let me tell you something. So what is this Passion PSA podcast? Who am I? Well, they call me Passion, short for passion, no last necessary. Why is there no last name necessary? Because the first name says it all. I am Passion and all that embodies. What do I do here? I give you the life coaching that you know you need, but don't enroll yourself in. When did I start? Actually, 2017. I'd leave a PSA on my Instagram regarding something I'd observed, and now we've evolved to this. Why do I do it? Why not? If even one person is able to take away one thing that changes their life, someone else's life, or changes the world for the better, then I've done what I was charged to do. So come on in, sit and listen for a while. There's something here for everyone at the Passion PSA podcast. Greetings and salutations, my beloved passionates, newcomers, visitors, and guests. Welcome to another episode of the Passion PSA podcast, where I, passion no last necessary, your get you right guru whose hair ain't right, but we fixing it as we go, issue a weekly public service announcement about whatever I've observed or was on my mind. This is a for your consideration zone where the objective is to offer you a perspective you may not have previously considered to A, expand your thinking, and B, aid you in becoming a better version of yourself, and for others. This is a safe space, but not necessarily a delicate one. I'll never rob you of your right to feel what you feel. Same way I won't sugarcoat the truth to make it more palatable. The goal is to get you to higher, more expanded thinking so you can operate as your highest and best self. If you are new here, affirmations are our first order of business before we get into the subject matter, so that we intentionally raise the vibration and ensure that no matter what I say and how it may make you feel, we've started on the highest possible vibration and the same frequency. So if you are ready, please go ahead and take a deep breath. You are always welcome to repeat after me or to use this time to state your own affirmations. My community is strong. My community is reliable. My community is valuable. I am celebrated. I am appreciated. I am encouraged. I am surrounded by love. I am filled with light. I am supported. I am uplifted. I am edified. I focus on the good. I think on things that are excellent and worthy of praise. I speak what I seek. I create what I speak. Gratitude, joy, peace. It is well. Well is all. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Passionists, I thought I was going to be brief today, but probably not, because I just don't want to miss anything, okay? And I'm going to give you an advisory. Some feathers are going to get ruffled. So if you need to go back and restate those affirmations, now is an excellent time to do so. If you have been feeling attacked today and feeling like people are coming for your neck, you may find yourself in this episode and feeling further attacked. You know that's not the goal, but if it happens to be the outcome, remember your conflict resolution skills. Consider what's being said, why I'm saying it, then respond, don't react, okay? A lot of times, I'll create a PSA and save it, but I won't post it. I either get distracted, I create it so I don't forget it, or I've just posted something, so I don't really want to post back to back. So in one of these unshared posts, I was saying that if you have people celebrating you, there is no reason for you to be focused on the people that are hating on you. And at that time, and even now, I go back and forth with this because it really is a layered and involved space. I'm aware of that, right? But there are people who seem like they live to talk about people that are hating on them. People always hating on me. People hate on me because of how I dress. People hate on me because of what I got and how great I'm doing or what they think I have going on. And I'm like, okay, but relax. Back in 2021, I actually did post a PSA about the fact that some of y'all be real pressed for somebody to be jealous of you.
You know something passionate? A lot of these people out here talking about somebody is jealous of them are saying that because they want somebody to be jealous of them so bad that they will create this jealousy universe where everybody wants to be like them or is envious of them because they really need to be that important to somebody.
If somebody's offspring want to challenge me because they missed the point.
You may not be like that, but jealousy is real, and most of the time people are jealous of you, especially if they worse off than you. So don't downgrade the jealousy. It's real. I never said jealousy isn't real, and I didn't downgrade jealousy. The point that I'm making is that too often people assume that someone is jealous of them because their ego won't allow them to believe that somebody just disagrees with them. But you're entitled to your opinion, and we can agree to disagree. Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I see now that I think people do often assume that people are being jealous when they really aren't. I think it feeds their ego and helps them feel better. They can't handle that someone disagrees with them. It's like a shot at their ego. People who do this, I think, are very low in self esteem in reality and need to make things up like that to feel important. It's kind of narcissistic.
So let's talk about this desire to be envied because that really stems from you envying somebody else. Like, you know that, right? And I know somebody just sat up real straight in their chair to argue with the screen. But hear me out. Me personally, I could care less about anybody being jealous of me. First of all, I don't know why you would be jealous of me because I see the whole picture, right? So where you might see the one or two things going right or the one or two places where I'm winning, or even if you see 10 places where I'm winning because I am a winner, let me just take a moment and speak life over myself real quick. There are places that need so much improvement. There are places that need so much work. So with all the areas of opportunity for me to become better, I don't see any reason for anybody to be jealous of me. I feel like if they saw the whole picture, the way I see the whole picture, they wouldn't be that impressed. Or maybe they would be. I don't know. But I feel like if they were to look at the picture from my perspective, I think they'd see things differently or see more relatability like, oh, okay, well, you're trying to figure it out the same way I am. Sidebar. I'm using myself as an example, but I don't actually believe people are jealous of me. And if they are, I don't know why other than projection, which is a them issue, and God bless their go through, because, okay. So at one point, I started another post, and in that post, I was talking about people hating and the reasons they do. Here's what, though, and I could be wrong, but I'm not. We are way too deep into the new millennium. For one, for people to still be hating on anyone because everybody has their own set of things going on. And two, for anybody to be acknowledging somebody as a hater. Like, why are you giving them that much power? Why are you giving them that much credibility? Why are you giving them that much relevance in your life? Why is their attention on you so important? People's attention on me matters with respect to the podcast, the value they get from it, and any of my other product or service offerings. But that's about it. As long as they're getting value, even if they don't quite get the message that I intended, I did my part, so that's what matters. Somebody that doesn't like the podcast, okay, move on. Like, there are literally millions of podcasts out there. Somebody that doesn't like me, okay, move on. Like, there are literally billions of people out there. Outside of that, I live in a reality where there are so many people celebrating me proudly and freely every day. They encourage me every day. They're in my ear and in my messages like, yo, you really doing this work. You put in the time. You give so much value. You do this, you do that. They speak into me and over me. So if there are people who are hating on me, I don't know who they are. I don't know where they are. And I don't know why they matter to anybody because they absolutely don't matter to me. All right. Stop right there, Passion. That's great for you that everybody loves you, but that's not everybody's reality. We're not just going to pretend that everybody's as fortunate as you to be surrounded by cheerleaders. No, we're not. And I'm not saying I'm surrounded by cheerleaders, but those are the people I give credence to. The rest of them can go fly a kite. And I want to encourage you to get into that same space where you stop giving so much relevance to people who don't matter. And that includes if the people you feel are hating on you are your relatives. I mean that even if the person hating on you is your mother. If they're speaking down on you, to you, or to others about you, they are immediately non-factors. If they can't contribute to your success, even by just speaking life to what you're doing, demote them to non-factor status, because the only people that matter, the only thing that matters is that you're pushing ahead. No, Passion, you bugging. If your mother was hating on you, you wouldn't be able to shrug that off. Beloved, my mother 100% loves me and disagrees with, doesn't align with, doesn't support a lot of what I do. And it took time for me to sift through the impact of that, focus solely on the love and go from there, because it felt like rejection and judgment. If she doesn't support me, I'm not classifying her as a hater. She can feel how she feels. That's her right. But Passion, that's not the same thing. You don't know what it's like to have a parent that's jealous of you. I do know that if your parent is jealous of you, 9 times out of 9.5, there's an underlying issue that needs some therapy, some counseling, or some other psychiatric or psychological treatment. So we're back to where I said that's a them issue. And if that them issue is having a detrimental impact on you, you also should be seeking help to refine your coping skills. That's not a put down. Tell your feelings to sit this one out. When you can't fix something on your own, you call in reinforcements, yes? Same thing. Now, if you out here detracting value, whether it's from individuals or from society as a whole, no one's hating on you. They're calling you out on your bull, and that is a real thing. And while you don't have to like it, you have to acknowledge it for what it is, because it is indeed that. But outside of that, we're not going to keep calling the people hating on you. Nobody's hating on you if you out here whoring and sloring. What you do with whomever is your business. Agreed? So you don't need to make a public announcement about what you're doing with whomever, whenever, wherever. If you are sexually liberated, if you change partners like you change drawers, got a different girl every day of the week, that's your business. Keep your business to yourself, and nobody can hate on you, because nobody can have commentary on anything they don't know. True or true? Not true, Passion. You don't have to tell anyone your business for someone to know, especially if your partner said something. And make better choices with your partners. Next. Because if your partner or partners got to run so loud, we're back to the beginning of the episode where they desire to be envied, so they highlight their experiences in a way to make them the center of attention. At that point, beloved, you're not being hated on. You're actually a casualty in their war of self-importance. Okay, Passion, even if I give you that, you don't have to talk your business for people to speculate. And let them. Let them make whatever assumptions. Because people who are worried about what you got going on have nothing going on. I have so much going on, I can barely keep up with my own business. You think I'm concerned about whose carrot went into whose dip? I barely know the day or the date, and I spend at least 50 to 75% of my day in front of a screen that has the day and the date in the corner at all times. Let them sit there imagining your life. You don't have to confirm or deny anything. But Passion, what they're saying about me isn't even true. Okay. So you're going to spend your life trying to dispel people's fairy tales about you? At what point do you say, yo, you mad boy? Because why you always worried about what I'm doing? Don't watch me. Watch TV. They got all that time to be making up stories. Stop calling them haters. Start calling them authors and encourage them to go write a book, since everybody's so creative. That's really what half of them need. They long for someone to say something good about them, speak over them positively, and edify them. And since they feel like they don't get that, they project their bitterness outward. They're not hating on you per se. They're mad about any and everyone moving in a way that they're not. You just happen to be the one giving them air. Listen, As long as you can manage the responsibility of your behavior, and this is what I'm referring to when I say detracting from society, okay? As long as you can manage the responsibility of your behavior, do you. But if the behavior is you having a whole bunch of miscellaneous sex and begetting a bunch of miscellaneous children that you are not rearing and caring for, like these children are going to be able to educate and edify themselves and be contributing members of society, what you are doing is detracting. So nobody's hating on you. They're calling you out on your recklessness. People need care, and babies are people who need care. They need to be fed, they need to be clothed, they need to be loved. So you having all these miscellaneous kids that you're doing nothing for, that now are everybody else's responsibility but yours after you made them? No, beloved, nobody's hating on you for calling you out on that. Hating is not someone telling you you're an alcoholic disgrace and they're tired of having to take responsibility for you when you get drunk in the streets. Nobody wants to clean up after you when you pee on yourself or you throw up all over the place. Nobody wants to have to carry you home or look at you falling asleep at the table or at the bar. Telling you that is not somebody hating on you. That's calling you out on your nonsense. And in reality, nobody should have had to call you out. You should have been able to look at yourself and say, yo, this is unacceptable. I gotta do better. But because you don't want to deal with it, you laugh the behavior off and get offended and defensive when anyone puts you on blast. If you make a choice not to correct problematic behavior, you don't then get to hold everyone else in contempt, saying they're hating on you because you're doing a poor job. It is no one's obligation to condone what you're doing, especially as it directly affects us. We are not doing that. Now, someone is making up outrageous and egregious lies about you, not speculating like we talked about before, but fabricating and publicizing the misinformation, like on social media, saying things like, oh, the only reason this person has this is because of this. And you know that's not true. Again, why do you care? And I'm not asking to imply that you should or you shouldn't. I'm asking so we can plan next steps. So do you care because they're trying to slander you? Because if you're really on that level, why are you dealing with them in the social media streets? Why aren't you dealing with them in the court system? If they're trying to slander you or say something libelous, we're not doing dictionary definitions today. Go look up libel, L-I-B-E-L, and libelous, same word with an O-U-S at the end. Those are legal terms. If that's what they're doing, take them to court. If it matters that much, take them to court. But all this, to all my haters, y'all out here writing whole love letters to people, and you're saying that you're putting them on notice, while the only thing you're making them aware of is that they have your attention. You're thinking about them as much as they're thinking about you. They're important to you, and their opinion matters. These people hating on me. I got all these haters. Why are you empowering them? Why are you putting a battery in their backs? Why are you plugging the charger in the wall and then charging them up? Every time you acknowledge them and their carryings on, you're allowing them to plug into your energy, which gives them more energy. So you are the power source because you keep giving them all this juice for them to say whatever they got to say about you. But the reality is you're feeding on it. So you're also completing the circuit. So it really doesn't matter if they're actually hating on you or not. Because the truth of the matter is, it's you who loves to be a victim. Now let's see which hit dog gonna holler. At the point where you gotta keep giving all this credibility to all these people who have nothing nice and only negative things to say about you. At the point where you're giving them all this life and all this energy, you are dependent on them. So whether or not they're actually hating is immaterial and as much of a non-factor as the individual who's allegedly performing these acts of hate. Because the issue needing the most attention is that you are thriving on the negativity. So why do you need people to harbor resentment towards you in order for you to feel motivated to keep going? Why is that your motivator? Because if it's not your motivator, why do they matter? If somebody's looking at me and assuming the reasons I have what I have, cool. They can believe what they want to believe. They are non-factors in any and everything that I do and any and everywhere that I go because there's so much love for me in these spaces I can't see anything else. Somebody who thrives on negativity right now, they like, you be surprised. They sitting at the very table you're sitting at. They the same ones complimenting you and gassing you up. They smiling in your face and talking crazy behind your back. Okay, and the OJ's made a song about them. It's called Backstabbers. It was released in the 70s. Next, they are still non-factors. They don't matter to me. I don't live for your praise, so why should I die from your hate? Who's ready to have a real conversation? Because I am. My life is not contingent upon whether or not people are praising me. I went through that stage of validation seeking. I went through that stage of trying to be a people pleaser. I went through that stage of trying to be anybody other than who I am because existing as I am made other people uncomfortable. Now, I'm not going through that, especially if what's making you uncomfortable is the truth. I'm definitely not doing that. You just gonna have to be uncomfortable or not be my friend. I'm good with both. If what I'm doing or saying is false, and that's why it's making you uncomfortable, okay, let's sort it out and get the facts in order. But make sure you have a well thought out argument that you can articulate well. Because if you don't, you will still be uncomfortable because I know how to articulate my thoughts. I know how to take a moment, think through what I have to say, how I want to deliver it, if I want to give a disclaimer for how it may land despite the intentions, and then speak. And that's what we come into this space for every week. Expand your thinking to consider new or different perspectives, expand or extend your vocabulary, and refine your responses. So while I can tailor my approach to an extent, it will only be to an extent because I'm not going to sit here and entertain any nonsense. The truth is the truth. I just want us to move past this place where we are giving all this life to these people who are immaterial to your success. And if they are material, if they are substantive to your success, then you need to ask yourself if what they're saying has validity. Is it displeasurable or is it false? People say I'm long-winded. I find that displeasurable, but I can't call it false. That feedback is material to what I do, so it's something for me to consider. People say I'm unapproachable and mean. That's displeasurable and false. It's also fairly irrelevant to what I'm doing. So they can feel how they feel, not approach me, and continue to believe I'm mean. Divine favor be upon them. Is anybody cheering you on? Why not prioritize their feedback instead of the people who are discouraging you? If people talking bad about you is your sole or main motivator, you're living your life to prove something to somebody else. So you're living your life for somebody else's approval. If you weren't, you wouldn't be out here needing their negativity to fuel you or empower you. You wouldn't care if they think you're winning or not. You would just go about your life, collecting your wins and minding your business. And of course, there'll be somebody who will completely disagree. But riddle me this. What is the reason that somebody being negative towards you empowers you? If it's the attention, then you need to matter to people who actually don't matter. Ask yourself why. If it's to prove them wrong, we're back to my point that you are living for the approval of others. But why does their approval matter? If their approval can't generate or hold income for you, it don't matter. They wrong, let them stay wrong. Let your output be proof enough. But if you are wrong, today, right now, is a great time to start making changes. At this point, you're either in agreement or outraged, and both are fine because you were advised in advance. But I would love to know your thoughts. So comment below. All feedback is welcome. Listener letters can be sent to my brilliant friend passion@gmail.com. Give this a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the network at minimum. Leave me a megaphone in the comments if you got some value. You know the donations are always welcome, always appreciated. They can be made via Linktree, PayPal, Zelle, or Podbean. Every little bit helps. It all goes back into the pod. Your Get You Right Guru is dumb thirsty, so I'm gonna grab some water as I sign off. Y'all go forth, be great, be filled with bliss, be armed and empowered with knowledge. Cancel the haters. Cancel the idea. Cancel the word. Cancel giving your attention to people who don't deserve it. Focus on you. Focus on the people celebrating you. Focus on evolving to the best version of you. Okay? Onward. In all things, be passionate. See you later.